In this L2 data mapping video, we're going to talk about a field called last move. This is underneath area selections and it's specific to the consumer file. And what you can see is called last move. Last move is also the most recent move by an individual in the L2 consumer database. And you can see that there's a whole host of fields underneath the branch. You can see the date of the last move. You could see a date range of the last move, which gives you kind of a quick select toggle within the last 6 months, 6 months to a year, within 1 to 2 years, and of course has not changed within the last 2 years. If you want to go beyond that or be more granular about it, you can do it based on the calendar toggle up here. You can see who has moved in within state or out of state. You could see the previous state in which they moved, and at the very bottom, you can see the zip code in which they moved from. So you could see that not only did somebody move, say, from Illinois to Texas, you can see that they moved from Illinois and then which zip code within Illinois they moved from, and even where they currently live in Texas, of course, under current area selections. So those are the branches. Let's go through a few examples. Let's say we wanted to find out who has moved to North Carolina within the last 2 years. So first thing we're going to do is scroll back to the top. We're going to go to state. We're going to scroll down to North Carolina, even before these stop spinning. So we've got about 10.2 million individuals that currently live in North Carolina. We scroll down, and we're going to say within the last 2 years. So I can do a quick select here, where I do between 1 and 2, 6 months, and then last 6 months. But what I'm going to do is use the calendar toggle just to show how easy this is. So you could say, okay, well, it's 2024. We're going to go back to 2022. And we'll say June 1st. We're also going to deselect unknowns. Okay, now we're down to, of the people that have moved there, moved within the state and from outside the state, 2.2 million. So let's just go to people who moved from out of state. We're now down to 521,000 individuals. So we've got 521,000 people who have moved to North Carolina within the last year. Now that's out of 10 million, but it's still a significant portion of people. So now what you could do is go down to, say, previous state and do a quick sort. And you can now see that the people who moved to North Carolina from another state are from the following states, including Florida, Virginia, New York, South Carolina, Georgia, California, all across the country. Let's say we wanted to take a look specifically at those people that moved from New York. So you could click here and see specifically where the New Yorkers moved to. Now you can zoom down to the map and get a better idea of where you see some clustering. It does look like somewhat on the coast, but also around Charlotte, Raleigh, and a little bit around Greensboro, and some around Durham. So you can see that there is some clustering here, but you can get even more granular and say from New York, you could sort by zip code. And now remember, this is calculating through zip codes across the country, so it's going to take a moment for this to open. And you can see the primary zip code where people have moved from is 11207. And of course, so you can then look that up and use that as a point of reference to see where people came from within that given state and say, okay, it looks like there's lots of people moving from, say, New York City, or maybe they were moving from different parts or upstate New York or Long Island, and be able to then target different types of advertising to those individuals, maybe expecting that more people are going to be moving from those given areas. And of course, when you're looking at any of these individuals, you can look at the whole suite of L2 demographics, including gender, age, marital status, ethnic code. You can learn about even their political ideology, whether they're registered to vote currently, all these things, and of course, whether they're homeowners, what kind of car they have, and of course, all the other fields that we have within data mapping. So those are the new fields within the L2 area Move To branch.